I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in A Vision. I only got shot once because they found the book.
You guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light.
Tupac was a shining example of everything that Diddy wanted to be. And he was that naturally. He was charismatic, he was sought after, desired, he was very well liked and a naturally likable person. He was charming, he actually had intrinsic talent, he was a star. He was what Diddy tried to force his way into becoming. Diddy, through force, through manipulation, through fear-mongering, tried to become loved and adored and liked, but all he could manage is like a twisted clone of that he was able to garner through fear. But back to my original point, he thought he triumphed over Tupac by when actually what he did was make Tupac immortal. And by Diddy continuing to live and earn more wealth and, in his mind, earn more adoration, he thought he triumphed. He thought he won overall.
After the release of the explosive Diddy the Reckoning documentary, shocking new evidence dropped online, linking Diddy straight to Tupac's tragic death. Authorities reportedly added Diddy's name to official records after fans started claiming he wanted Tupac gone just because he wanted to be him. That's when things got even wilder. 50 Cent jumped into the mix, revealing that it's far from over. He teased there's unreleased footage coming soon to YouTube. The upcoming clips supposedly expose how Diddy built a family with Tupac's former girlfriend, Sarah Chapman. Diddy shares a daughter, Chance Combs, with Sarah, who dated Tupac back in 1995, and that connection made investigators raise their eyebrows big time. Digging deeper, investigators stumbled upon something disturbing. On November 18, 1995, Tupac was photographed with Sarah Chapman, the same woman Diddy later called the One, his dream girl. So when she got close to Tupac, Diddy allegedly couldn't stand it. Reports claim that jealousy sparked his first attempt to go after Tupac, an incident police supposedly swept under the rug. When that failed, things took a darker turn. During the Diddy trial, a former LAPD officer came forward, claiming Diddy paid $1 million to have Tupac handled. In retaliation, Suge Knight allegedly struck back, targeting Biggie. According to reports, Diddy brought in Keefe D to do the job, and after decades of silence, Keefe D was finally arrested. During interrogation, Keefe D allegedly didn't even realize he was being recorded when he confessed that Diddy was the mastermind behind the whole thing. And soon after, Diddy was put in the hot seat himself, facing uncomfortable questions about whether he was truly responsible for Tupac's death. That interview was painfully tense. You could feel the pressure on Diddy's face. Just 7 years ago, no one would have imagined this moment, but now the spotlight's blazing right on him. During the Diddy trial, reporters confirmed he was grilled about his possible role in Tupac's death, and things got heavy fast. According to court filings, Diddy's name appeared 77 times, yes, 77 times, in a new legal document. Keefe D, the alleged hitman, reportedly told investigators that everything went down exactly how Diddy wanted it. He even said it was easier than he thought. That revelation sent shockwaves everywhere. Even the author of Tupac's official biography jumped in, claiming that Tupac wasn't as tough as people believed, that he was playing a part and couldn't really defend himself when it mattered most. That claim caught the attention of the police instantly. They went on record saying they had taken fresh notes about 50 Cent's Diddy documentary, the one that allegedly exposed never-before-heard evidence of Diddy dropping $1 million for Tupac's death. Insiders are now whispering that official charges against Diddy might finally be on the way, something 50 Cent has apparently been waiting for. He's been vocal for years, even saying straight up that he doesn't like Diddy because he had Tupac hit. But when investigators dug deeper into police records, things got more twisted. The evidence hinted Diddy wasn't acting alone. There were others in the shadows. During the reinvestigation, new names started surfacing, and one stood out: Suge Knight. Eminem once publicly said, "I'm holding Suge responsible for the passing of the two greatest rappers to ever grace the face of this planet." He even added, "If only Christopher Wallace could talk, he'd tell you himself." Those words still echo today. And now new records have resurfaced showing Detective Russell Poole believed Suge arranged Tupac's death before he could walk away from death row, a chilling theory that's making everyone question what really happened that night. Detectives later claimed that the real mastermind behind the hit tried to frame a rival Crip crew to confuse investigators. The name they allegedly tried to pin the blame on? Snoop Dogg. Crazy, right? When detectives pulled up Snoop's old case files and lined them up with Tupac's, they found something shocking. Snoop was actually supposed to be in the car with Tupac that night. That means he could have been targeted too. But Snoop later explained that he didn't go that night because of an argument he had with Tupac, tension that was still raw just hours before the tragedy. Still, the feds were highly suspicious about how Snoop managed to dodge being with Tupac less than 72 hours before the hit went down. It seemed too convenient. And let's not forget, back then, Snoop had deep ties to the streets, so some people believe he might have caught wind that something serious was about to go down. In another interview, Snoop stood firm, saying he truly believed Tupac hated him, and that's why they weren't together that night. But when investigators went through the full case files, they pieced together the final chain of events.
With Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car. Isn't in the car with them.
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in A vision. I only got shot once because they found the bug. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work.
Last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that. Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
On September 7th, 1996, Tupac was rolling with Suge Knight in Las Vegas to catch the Mike Tyson fight. The energy was wild, the night was hot, and after the fight ended, chaos struck. Tupac got into a heated altercation with Orlando Anderson, a known Crip member, and that confrontation turned out to be the spark that set off one of hip-hop's darkest nights. Investigators later claimed the real setup was even deeper. Someone allegedly tried to frame a rival Crip group to throw law enforcement completely off track. The main name they tried sticking this on was Snoop Dogg, and that raised serious eyebrows. When police lined up Snoop's file with Tupac's records, they realized something wild. Snoop was supposed to be in the car with Tupac that night. That meant he could have been a target too. Snoop later explained he didn't go because of a heated argument with Tupac just days earlier. According to Snoop, the tension was real, and he chose to stay away. Still, federal investigators found it suspicious how he avoided being with Tupac within 72 hours of the shooting. Back then, Snoop had real street connections, so some believe he might have heard whispers that something bad was coming. In another interview, Snoop doubled down, saying he believed Tupac truly hated him, which added even more mystery to the situation. When detectives broke down the full evidence trail, they laid out how everything unfolded. On September 7, 1996, Tupac was in Las Vegas with Suge Knight to watch a Mike Tyson fight. After the match, things got heated fast. Tupac got into a physical altercation with Orlando Anderson, a known Crip affiliate. Security rushed in and broke it up within minutes. After the fight, Tupac went back to his hotel to change clothes. Around 11 p.m., Tupac and Suge jumped into their BMW and headed toward a club to finish the night. But while stopped at a red light, a rival Crip group allegedly pulled up beside them and chaos erupted. What stunned everyone was this: no one was immediately prosecuted or charged for the shooting. Years later, Keef D suddenly appeared on DJ Vlad's show, breaking his silence. He claimed they pulled up on Tupac and said Tupac reached for a firearm before shots were fired. But official police reports directly contradict that story, stating no weapon was found in Tupac's car, making Keef D's version raise serious doubts and reopen old wounds all over again. What makes this whole situation even stranger is that police never arrested Keef D back then, even though he was questioned right after the crime. That alone raised serious eyebrows. Investigators later admitted he was interrogated early on, yet somehow walked away free, while the case went cold for years. As the investigation continued, detectives uncovered an old interview where Keef D openly expressed regret about what happened that night. He didn't deny being there. Instead, he spoke with guilt, which only deepened the mystery. But at the same time, officials noticed major holes in the case files, leading to one of the wildest theories yet, that Tupac might still be alive. One officer even claimed Tupac was an industry plant, brought in to help cool tensions between rival red and blue street groups. The plan reportedly failed. Tupac became a target himself, and that's when authorities allegedly made it look like he passed to shut everything down. Some fans believe his passing could have been staged while he was recovering in the hospital, and that theory refuses to die. Things got even creepier when rapper Tretch, who was close to Tupac and collaborated with him, said the last time he saw Tupac was in Cuba. During a normal interview, the reporter suddenly dropped the camera and casually asked Tretch when he last saw Tupac. No hesitation, no confusion. Tretch answered it like it was a totally normal question, which shocked a lot of people. Just 1 month later, footage surfaced online claiming Tupac had been spotted in Cuba. And even Suge Knight, the person closest to Tupac during his final days, said he believes Tupac is still alive. Suge repeatedly stated, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac was laughing and joking, so I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad." But here's the twist. Records show Tupac was actually in a deep medical state, meaning he wouldn't have been able to laugh or joke at all. What really stands out is that Suge has repeated this exact same statement in multiple interviews over several years, word for word. That consistency keeps fans questioning everything they thought they knew.
Things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you, listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
I say a week before we was best of friends. 2 days before I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York, and it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like it. I want to do some music with him. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like tried to kill me Out at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with it. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging
Later.
out.
And Bubble Up was a driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. He was gonna go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
And this is where the story gets even more unsettling. If Tupac really was in no condition to speak, laugh, or joke, then why does Suge Knight keep repeating the same exact story years apart? That detail alone has people side-eyeing everything. Some believe it wasn't a slip, it was rehearsed. Then there's the missing hospital footage. No full release, no clear visuals, just fragments and secondhand statements. Fans keep asking why such a high-profile case has so many locked files and unanswered gaps. Even nurses and staff from that night reportedly signed silence agreements, which only added more suspicion. What really shook people was how fast the narrative shifted. One minute, Tupac was recovering. The next minute, the story flipped to him being gone. No gradual decline, no public updates, nothing. That sudden switch didn't sit right with a lot of insiders. And don't forget, Tupac himself spoke about faking his own death in interviews and lyrics years before it happened. He referenced Machiavelli, disappearing and coming back when the time was right. Fans now believe those weren't just bars, they were warnings. So between the strange police decisions, repeated interviews that never change, missing footage, and Tupac's own words, people are convinced there's more being hidden. Whether it's a massive cover-up or the boldest disappearance in music history, one thing's clear, this story was never meant to be fully understood. And just when you think it can't get crazier, another layer peels back. Over the years, multiple insiders quietly hinted that certain documents tied to Tupac's case were sealed on purpose, not lost, not destroyed, but locked away. That alone screams damage control. Why hide files unless there's something inside that flips the whole story? Even more suspicious, key witnesses either disappeared from the spotlight or suddenly changed their statements. Some backed off completely, others claimed they were pressured to stay quiet. That pattern keeps repeating, and it doesn't look random at all. Then there's the money trail. Large payments were allegedly moved around right after Tupac's passing. No clear explanations, no paper trail the public could follow. Investigators noticed it, but the leads went nowhere fast. That silence spoke louder than any press conference. What really fuels the rumors is how Tupac's music kept dropping after he was supposedly gone. Album after album, with lyrics that sounded current, sharp, and intentional, not rushed or unfinished. Fans swear some tracks reference events that happened after 1996, which only adds to the disbelief. So now people are asking the real question: was Tupac silenced forever or strategically removed from the spotlight to survive? With sealed records, vanished witnesses, strange money moves, and music that refuses to fade, the mystery keeps growing, and the truth still feels just out of reach. And here's the part that really keeps people awake at night. Every few years, someone close to the case slips up and says too much. Former associates, old friends, even industry insiders have hinted that Tupac had help setting up an escape if things ever went left. That wasn't paranoia, that was preparation. What's even stranger is how certain people suddenly gained protection right after Tupac's passing. Some names that should have been questioned hard were left untouched. No follow-ups, no pressure, just silence. That kind of protection doesn't happen by accident. Fans also point to sightings that never fully got debunked. From the Caribbean to Europe, people swear they've seen someone who looks, moves, and talks just like Tupac. Authorities quickly dismissed every claim, but none were properly investigated. They were brushed off fast. Then there's the symbolism. Tupac constantly spoke about rebirth, transformation, and returning stronger. His Machiavelli era wasn't random, it was strategic. History shows Machiavelli faked his own death to escape enemies, and Tupac knew that story inside and out. So when you stack it all up, insider slip-ups, unexplained protection, ignored sightings, and messages hidden in plain sight, people aren't calling it coincidence anymore. Whether you believe he's gone or still breathing somewhere under a new identity, one thing is undeniable. Tupac controlled the narrative better than anyone ever realized. Shortly after Suge Knight gave one of those explosive interviews, things took a dark turn fast. He was reportedly targeted multiple times by a man with a firearm, and Suge believed it wasn't random at all. He claimed it was retaliation for saying Tupac might still be alive, like someone wanted to silence him for talking too much. Then things got even stranger around the time Suge Knight was sentenced. His son suddenly went online claiming Tupac was still alive and living in Malaysia. Just one day later, he posted a cryptic message showing a conversation that read, "You said too much, time for you to go with him." Panic mode kicked in instantly. After that, Suge's son allegedly started leaking pictures of Tupac with modern-day celebrities like 50 Cent and Beyoncé. One post, especially the Beyoncé one, had people shook when he captioned it, "He'd never left us. They'll be after me soon." That line alone sent the internet into a frenzy. Some people believe it was all a publicity stunt to chase clout. Others swear it was a real warning and a real leak. Either way, many say no one would know more than Suge Knight, considering he was right there when everything went down that night in Vegas. So now the question is yours. What do you think really happened that night in Vegas? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden truths.
50 Cent says he doesn't like Diddy because he had Tupac hit.
I always see the wrong thing. I'm saying, last time you met me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with what I'm saying. I said crazy. Oh wait, maybe I said it to my brother because he got Tupac killed.
I hate that happened, dog. You know, I really do, man. Cause it took a lot of people's lives, dude. Hate that happen. Promise to God. I feel they, you know, that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. It never happened, dude.
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question.
Nobody knows. Y'all good?
Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man. We good.
Last time I saw him, he was in
Years.
So
One.
he was conscious on the way to the hospital.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.